Well, on this Tech Tuesday, NASA has a big Christmas gift for space research as they prepare for an historic launch.
And speaking of gifts, finding the latest video game consoles this holiday season is proving to be difficult, but not impossible. We've got the expert advice you need. Joining us live to break down the latest tech headlines is our tech expert, Greg Nibbler. Hey, Greg, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, talking about those big gifts, the tech gifts for this year, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, the latest consoles, just like last year, are what everybody wants, and it's really hard to get them. Part of that's because of the chip shortage and then just high demand. But I got a couple of tips and tricks to maybe get your hands on one. One thing I'm going to say not to do is do not click on the random Twitter links that will say, hey, I've got a PS5 for sale. Just click this link and fill out your information. There's a lot of scams out there, so be very wary of those. Go to actual retailers, I would suggest. And along those lines, a way you can actually help yourself out, because a lot of these retailers, they'll get some stock in and it'll go really quick. You have to be there on time to actually click through and get it. But one thing that could help you out is pre-fill out your registration with each one of these sites. So I'm talking about like Best Buy, Target, and Amazon, Sony, Microsoft. Fill out your account and have your payment information stored in there, because what can happen is you may actually click through, you have one in your shopping cart, but by the time you fill out your payment information, it could be gone. So if you can have that ready to go, you can click and check out really quick if you get lucky enough to find one. And along those lines, companies are definitely trying to get away from some of the scalpers that'll go in and buy them all up. So when they do have stock come in, sometimes they may just, it's usually in the afternoon or evening actually when that happens, they may put like 10 of them on, wait another 5 minutes, and then put 10 more on. So if you do find they've got some stock, like hit refresh a couple of times, don't spend all day on it, but you may find that over the course of like a half hour, you may actually get through to get one, because they're trying to fight all these sites that go on, buy up, 100 of them and then sell them for 10 times the amount. You can find those online as well. But that's just a little bit of advice I would have on trying to get one.
Yeah, good advice too.
Yeah.
We're talking about prosthetics here, and possibly a robotic hand could replace prosthetics. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This comes from a Korean researcher, and they've come up with this hand it's kind of unique when it comes to robotics, because it's all self-contained within the hand. A lot of times when you see robotics like this, it's got an extension, a forearm of sorts to power it. This is all within the hand, and it's extremely light and dexterous. So they've done some tests on it where it can actually, they show it crushing a beer can or holding an egg without breaking it. It's got all kinds of degrees of movement. I think it's 15 degrees of movement and 20 joints on it. So it's a lot more similar to a human hand. So they're saying this could be used not only for robotics, like future robots, but also as a prosthetic. Like that's eventually how it could be adapted. And if you think you have that much movement and control, the mechanism to control could be something with a brain implant or different, ways you could move your arm. But just to have those kinds of abilities is pretty cool when it comes down to it. I mean, it kind of looks like a Luke Skywalker hand in a way. But this is something they're saying even down the line that you put in artificial skin over it, maybe different sensors, but it's heading towards that line to where, this could be a really cool and valuable replacement for somebody who lost their hand.
Wow, that's feeling very like Luke Skywalker, Star Wars, his the droids fixing up his arm. But I mean, really, really cool. And for someone to be able to have that kind of control would be incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Just needs a lightsaber. That's it.
Right, that too. Yeah. Hey, okay, so NASA is getting ready for a very cool Christmas Eve launch this week. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the James Webb Telescope. This is going to be the biggest mirror telescope, infrared telescope. It's the biggest launch that NASA's had in a long, long time, probably since Hubble. This thing's been planned since 1996, and it went way over budget, way over time, but 25 years and $10 billion later, it's going to be launching. This thing's designed to look essentially back at the history of the universe, see things that we've never seen before, even see through like dust clouds, maybe find oceans on other planets. So it's going to do a lot of cool stuff, but it has to get up there first, and that is what's happening on Christmas Eve. I think the launch is about 4:20 a.m. Pacific, so you have to get up early to watch it live, but a huge, huge day for NASA, and if it's successful, it's going to be really amazing, some of the things that this thing's going to come back with.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I have a question for you before we leave. Have you seen the latest Spider-Man movie?
I did actually see it this weekend. I loved it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I thought it was fantastic. I've been talking about it all morning. I figured that you were part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe fandom.
I was going to say, no spoilers from either of you. I haven't seen it yet.
She hasn't seen it yet.
No spoilers. Definitely watch it, though. It is so good.
Yeah, it's worth watching. All right. Thanks for joining us, Greg. Happy holidays to you.
Same to you.
All right.
And to stay up to date on the latest tech headlines anytime, follow Greg on Twitter. You can find him at Greg Nibbler.